Hey all, here at OS Reviews. Just a few days ago we checked out a really cool novelty Bluetooth speaker that was in the shape of a mini record player, and I liked it a lot, and compared it with the other unique mini speaker we saw previously, which is the Devoom Ditto, and I'm a huge fan of these interesting desk gadgets that are able to, again, play music, but also act as conversation starters. Well, today we're taking a look at yet another example. This one here might be the coolest yet, in the sense that it's the most inspired by science fiction with its design. It's called the Gravistar Venus. So this company, Gravistar, also makes other Bluetooth speakers as well. Their previous generation models, called the Mars, has just this super cool look, comes in a lot of different special editions as well. So again, if you're into this whole science fiction aesthetic, this is really what they're going after. Today's model, called the Venus, is a little bit smaller than the Mars from before, but it's also more affordable. This one sells for under 80 bucks and comes, again, a number of different colors that you can find for it that allows you to fine-tune all of the accents. It has over 10 hours of battery life per charge. It's magnetic. The body is constructed out of a zinc alloy, which is very sturdy and premium feeling. It also packs in a passive radiator as well, which can provide some pretty good bass, which again we'll demo later on in this video. Now here is the packaging. It is again presented super well. We have just the kind of speaker right on top, and then we have some of the decorations on the sides. Really just gives you a very artistic look of this futuristic world where this speaker is part of, almost like a spacecraft, to reveal on the inside even more artwork that is showing the speaker here as the main hero, and then almost like a comic style. Then the top compartment here will grant us access to some accessories, including a USB Type-C charging cable, also braided, so it feels quite good in terms of the quality, as well as a quick start guide. Below it, we have obviously just the Venus speaker itself that just is looking right at us. So the version we have here, I think, is the chrome version, so it is super shiny and reflective. You can see almost like a mirror-like surface. All of the tiny little details going into the build quality here. The shiny logo here over the main driver, and then the feet here, which are kind of angled downwards with these tiny little joints and details which are molded into the frame, which is made out of a fusion between, again, zinc alloy, metal, as well as some plastic. Even the insides of the legs just have tiny little details from a design perspective, and these are soft touch, so it doesn't really roll around if you put it onto a surface. It provides a grip. The bottom here features the Type-C port for charging, and again, the entire thing is just super shiny, lots of crazy logos going on, Gravistar G2, and then even more that are stamped onto the sides that gives it this interesting look. The very top here again features the Venus logo, the two eyes which can be pressed inwards to act as the power keys, and then we have a Gravistar logo, and the top here even has what looks like kind of a lanyard strap. It's cold to the touch. In fact, for such a small speaker, it is surprisingly heavy when you put it into your hands. It definitely feels super substantial. And then in terms of the back, we have the part which is the passive radiator. So beautiful, and maybe the only slight quirk is, of course, is the fingerprint magnet, so whenever you touch it, you should remember to wipe it down. Even the power on and off has a custom sound that is almost like a robot or spacecraft powering on and powering off. So press on one of the eyes here to do that, and you can hear it pop onto life. We have one of the LED rings here on the parameters of the speaker. Just makes it look really cool, almost like the mouth of this robot. And then the power off sound sounds like this. Let's move into a quick demo of the audio quality next. So turning the volume of the audio down, the takeaway is the quality of the speaker is actually really impressive for something so tiny. It really packs a punch in terms of the lower frequency and bass. You saw how the rear with the passive radiator really rumbles and vibrates, and at higher volume levels, we were only about 60% in that demo there, it can definitely shake the slight surfaces of a table as well. You definitely hear the impact of a drum beat, which is impressive, again, for something so tiny. For sure, better sounding than any smartphone speaker or laptop speaker you might currently have. Mids and highs also do sound pretty good, in the sense that there's not a lot of distortion here. I can pause the audio, and it still sounds really clean, not really any background noise or hiss, static, nothing like that, thanks to the use of the latest Bluetooth 5.0 chip. And aside from that, there is pretty minimal lag as well, so you're able to watch even movies and not really encounter much delay between the audio and the video. In terms of a few more commands, I actually have a correction here in the sense that there are more volume keys on the very top of the speaker in terms of the two, I guess, tips or ears of the robot. These are actually pressure sensitive, so you can tap on these two sides to really raise it higher or lower for the volume, and you can also tap and hold both of these two top bumps at the same time to change the color of the LED ring, which is pretty cool. So for example, hold for a few seconds and now the ring can turn red. 2 more seconds, it will go into a green mode. Once more, it turns into this kind of violet shade, and once again, it turns into kind of a darker purple. So lots of different customization effects that you can play around with, going into more of a light green shade, and then back to the dark blue that we started off from. So pretty fun to play around with. And also I will mention that if you tap on one of the plus eyes here for a few seconds, the light here can also flash, so you can go into that flashing mode if you prefer that as well. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Gravistar Venus. Again, the product itself is quite simple because it's a Bluetooth speaker at the end of the day, but it's just the attention to detail when it comes to the design to make it really feel like a character out of a action or sci-fi film that makes it stand out. If you want something that's really unique looking, a great desk gadget, a conversation starter that also doesn't skimp on the audio quality, again sounding surprisingly good when it comes to the bass, as well as very clean and detailed mids and trebles. You can check out more details if interested. For now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. It's been the Gravastar Venus.